Hey, Pearl, how are you today? Hey, and here's Minnie. Look at the pretty flowers I just planted. What? Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. Another day of soul care.
Oh, hi, everyone. Hello, and welcome to SoulCARE. This is Jason from Prague. And how are you this late of September? We're getting to the autumn weather here in the States. I was just reading a card that a student left me for one of my classes, and I wanted to share this with you. So this is it, and it's about laughing, sharing, teaching, nurturing, encouraging, inspiring, and guiding. And I think that's lovely to start the day off with that. So I'm going to put that on my, I'll take a picture and put it on Facebook too. I'm back on Facebook. A lot of you might have heard that I was in Facebook jail, but my friend, my administrator for the social media, Liz, and I worked on putting entries, so they were for me, but now I can personally do it on my phone. So it is me, everyone. So welcome back, everybody. And today's a very special day because we're going to discuss two very important topics to me. The first being psychic. What is a psychic? Well, a psychic is that sense of knowingness that every single person is born with. And the last week at Both Sides Down Beyond, we had a lovely psychic intuitive named Caroline Mumolo, who is on my website, and she did a card reading for Kelly, regular playing cards. And we asked her, how do you do that? And she said, I just don't know. It's a knowingness, which it is. And we all have that knowingness. And I was having this conversation with a friend yesterday in the afternoon about it's so comfortable to be with people who use that knowingness, just naturally use it and know something when they meet somebody or know something's going to happen or just believe that, and getting out of that head into the heart. And that's one of the most important ways, or if you will, methods, is really getting into your heart space, not your head space, because the head can rationalize things, right, and reason things. And we want to get to the heart. The seat of knowingness is the heart, the seat of the soul. And intuition, meaning into the soul, is really the soul's language, intuition. And the more you are able to develop that relationship with your soul, then you will be able to, and use it. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it develops. Then you'll be able to make the right choices in life. Now, how do you develop your psychic ability? Well, at the end of the broadcast, I'm going to give you some information about that. But one of the clear ways and one of the easiest ways to do it is what's called a meditation. You've all heard of meditation. Meditation is that getting into the center, into the power, if you will. I guess they're saying prayers, we speak to God, and meditation, we listen to God. And I've been blessed to have a person called a friend now, who is my yoga instructor and also an incredible meditator. And I didn't realize that she was a meditation uncle or a leader. You know, she might not think that, but I'm not a snob of meditation, but I've been doing so many of them myself for so many years. And there aren't many people that I can find that I really can go away in meditation and get into that lovely, happy space of the heart. And Kelly Russell is the one person that does that for me. So I wanted to share her with you today. And we're going to talk about meditation, the art of meditation. And she's also going to, for a group, she designed a meditation just for our group. So I'd like to invite Kelly Russell. Hi, Kelly. Come on.
There Hi.
Hi, Kelly. And she's gorgeous, of course. She's inside and outside.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to do this.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. And for people that don't know about meditation, I want to hear your point of view of meditation. And when did you get started with it? What are the values or benefits that you found through meditation?
Absolutely. 2009, I got started with it. In 5 years after that, I became a yoga teacher, a meditation teacher, a mindfulness instructor, and then I became a yoga teacher trainer. So I was training other teachers how to do this as well, and offering private group meditations, which has been lovely. It's been a saving grace through all these crazy times, especially. But some of the beautiful benefits are reducing stress and anxiety and depression, enhancing your sleep and immune function. I love what you said about connecting to that space where you can receive messages, because we have so much output in our life. So just getting quiet where you can receive, asking your guides or asking God, show me what I need to see. Let me hear what I need to hear. Is there something for me to understand? And then waiting in silence as a receiver is hugely important.
And there's so many
And
distractions in the world right now. There's so
oh
many
my
distractions.
gosh,
People don't take the time to listen, just stop and listen and be silent.
exactly. And it's like connecting to the unicity, the oneness. So
Mhm.
even if you are alone, you don't feel alone anymore because you can connect to the allness. And suddenly you feel worthy and whole and love and complete. And it's so healing to have that,
And
that a lot
connected.
of the other things just go away, that we would worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about your meditation aspect of you until we did our yoga. We do yoga at the end of every yoga. Kelly would do a meditation, and I remember I guess the first or second or third week, and I'm like, oh wow, wow, is she good? I knew you were good, but boy,
Oh.
you're really good. And I went to places and spaces, and I'd never been before, and I remember there was one you did, but I was gone, and I was just, and I'm sure you get this as well as I do, that people say, I don't want to come back. Don't bring me back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's something. Sometimes I hear that, but I believe we agreed to have this human experience so that we can explore all the various things here. And it's okay to come back, but we can practice tapping into like home base, we might call it. It's like a
Yeah.
reset for your system, rebooting your computer, and then back into the world again to have these lovely experiences.
And Kelly, a lot of people are so obviously they're busy, distracted, and I know because I'm psychic, I know people are going to say, "Well, I don't have time to sit down to a formal meditation." What other meditations are what we call meditation? What listening? Are there methods that you know of that they could do a quick meditation or quick connection instead of a
Yeah.
formalized one? Because I'm sure a lot of people would like to know an easy way to do it.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be an hour a day. It can be 5 minutes a day. It can be 5 or 10 minutes, right? Some people might choose 15 or 20, but it could simply be you sitting down, closing your eyes. And I know some people they get uncomfortable sitting up so straight. You can lean against a wall or in a chair. A nice way to do it is what's called a whole brain posture, where you just cross your ankles, bring your arms out in front of you, one wrist over the other. It doesn't matter which one.
We've done
Turn the
this, yes.
Yep, turn the thumbs down,
Yes.
interlace the fingers, hands to lap or hands to heart. And this creates a whole brain state. The left hemisphere controls right side of the body and vice versa. And then from this, all you simply can do is observe. I think a misnomer is that I have to control my thoughts or I need to have no thoughts, which is nearly impossible. In fact, as soon as you realize that you've reached a state of no thinking, that's a thought because you go, oh, I'm there, right?
Right, you're
So
right. It's true.
it's really more about observing yourself. So a thought comes in, you watch it, just say, oh, that's interesting that I'm having that thought right now. It might morph, it might dissolve, it'll go away. There might be a pocket of space of maybe a minute where there's no thinking, and then a new thought emerges. So you're just simply being the witness or the observer, watching it all go by, like watching data go across the screen. And then it becomes easy. Anyone can do that. And then you realize, I am the observer watching the thoughts. And that's a powerful place to be in when you recognize that that is your inner being, your inner spirit. You're the one watching the thoughts.
And that's a
Powerful
bit
place
of
to be.
mindfulness as well when you think about it. It's a bit of mindful. I know I meditate in different ways too. I'll water my flowers. I'll walk my
Oh,
dog. I'll just pay attention, be observant. Exactly what you said. The observation. That's so
mhm.
important, especially nowadays. So important.
Yeah, and
What do you
people
do,
say
Kelly?
they say I can't meditate or I'm no good at meditation,
Right.
but anyone can do this. They can just, watch the thoughts go by and just think, "Oh, okay, I'm hungry right now," or "Oh, I feel a little tingle in my toe," or "Oh, my shoulder feels tight," or "Oh, I wonder what I'm going to do later today." It's fine. You're just watching it and you lose attachment to all those things. It doesn't become so important or all encompassing. Just watching the thoughts go by.
And I sometimes throw people back to their breath
Oh,
because
right.
they've got to breathe. So it's like, I don't know how. We'll just breathe. Going to the meditation, just breath, inhalation, exhalation. And a lot of people say that they have the monkey brain.
Oh, yeah.
How do they deal with? What are your techniques for dealing with the monkey brain with people?
Yeah. I like two different techniques. One is funny, and I know how funny you are, James. So it might be assigning this monkey brain a name like Bianca. Um, Julia Cameron, who wrote the book The Artist's Way, she's amazing. She calls hers Nigel, and he's a gay interior decorator who's very
Right.
cynical. And so she'll just tap her head and say, "Okay, Nigel, thank you." And then she'll go back, back to thinking something normal again. So you can have fun with these thoughts that are ruminating, especially the ones that tend to be negative. You can just say, "Okay, brain, thank you for trying to keep me safe," or "Thank you for the protection," and then let yourself even out. But I also like this other method where it's a little bit more I don't know, elevated, beautiful, and you can allow yourself to have whatever thought is arising, kind of like your inner child is speaking.
Mhm.
And sometimes it can be scary or negative, but then you say, "Okay, thank you for letting me know." And then you just simply pause and say, "Now can the voice of wisdom have a chance to speak?" And you'll be surprised at what information comes in there.
Wow.
The words that come in there are usually loving, supportive, positive, and life affirming. So
Yeah.
simply allowing fear to have a chance, but then also allowing the voice of wisdom to come in from your highest self. And what does that part of you say in any situation?
Right. I know that I also went with people. When I first started doing meditation, it was really difficult because of the monkey mind. I didn't know what
Yeah.
to do. And I just realized that if I just had the thought and I was okay with that thought, it would go away. If I wouldn't attach any energy to it, it would be fine. And I'm
Mhm.
almost like the Buddhists talk about that you can't push the river. The river's going to flow.
Yeah.
Like you're in that boat and there are going to be ripples. You can acknowledge that, but don't own it and just let it go by. Just let them go by because
Yeah.
that does happen to everybody because you're conditioned to think.
Mhm.
And that you just you can observe them and let them go by and it makes it much easier. It nullifies it.
Exactly. Exactly. I think the heart is beating, the lungs are breathing, our digestion is happening, and the brain is thinking. And it is a supercomputer of sorts. And mostly its job is to plan and protect. So it's trying to do that a lot. But if we just lighten up on that a little bit and say, "Thank you, brain, for trying to keep me safe." And then I like to send questions into the heart or into the body,
Yeah,
and especially if we can learn to connect those two, we have a better experience. That the brain doesn't have to rule all. We can go into the heart space as well.
exactly. And this weekend I had some friends at my house. We were talking about the conversation was very interesting about the rippling effect.
Oh yeah.
What do you do with your ripple? And because other people pick up that ripple. And I think it's really important just to know what that is. And that one of the things I said, but thoughts are real. Thoughts are things. So we got to be mindful of the thoughts that we have, and
Mhm.
and watch them, observe them, and what we give life to. You know, I found meditation and with you with your yoga. She's multi-talented. Everybody. You really are. And that it really does center you. Well, I'm
Yeah.
centered from the yoga as well, which I didn't expect at all. I didn't expect that. It was centering, it was going to deep spaces. And
Mhm.
then on top of the meditation, on top of it was almost like a blanket on top of that.
Mm.
And it helps you to really feel clear, sense clear, be clear. That's what from my experience. And I think, and you know more about this than I do, but I'm sure they're using it a lot more in hospitals now and doctors'
Mhm.
offices and treatments, meditation to calm people down, to lower blood pressure, and to help people. I think in the future it's going to be one of those everyday types of things for most people.
Absolutely. And there's so many different types. So some are visualizations. Certain individuals feel that they're not very good at visualizing. So maybe that's not the right one for you. But there are also hertz frequencies that you can listen to. So like
Right.
sound healings, we can listen to crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls. There's transcendental meditation where you're given a mantra that you chant over and over. I
Yeah.
mean, people can use rosaries or mala beads.
Well,
There's
it's
so
just
many
to get
different
to that,
types.
and it's just to get to that space of silence, isn't it? It's just to get to
Mhm.
that that doorway in. I found, and a
Mhm.
mantra, which can, of course, help you to put your mindset into that space.
Mhm.
We have,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we have some questions from people here. So let's see. Let's see. about meditation. Argentina, please define the higher
Mhm.
self. Is that meditation? The higher self. How would you define the higher self?
Mhm. I look at like it as your wisdom self. The highest self is that part of you that we might call soul or spirit that is connected to the divine, that is everlasting, infinite. And it can be your guide as well. It's like that part of you that knows, that
Yeah.
gives you that sense of intuition, gives you that gut feeling. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I find exactly. I agree with that. I also just I always go back to my Virgo self because you're a Virgo too.
Yep.
The analogy that is like it's not the correct maybe proportion, but like this body is like the big toe of the soul. This is like 20,
Mhm,
30% of the soul. Most of the soul is outside of us on other
mhm,
levels. And our higher being, a higher soul self, most of the soul concentration is a higher self, the wise one, the connected to all,
yeah.
that we in this physical big toe, if we would let ourselves feel and let it come down more, take the
Mhm.
time to, would be more inspired, I think, not the higher self.
I love that. Absolutely. Yeah, that it's clicking in spirit into body, being fully present for these experiences that we're having. And the duality is part of it. The hot, cold, sweet, sour, the beaches, the ocean, every experience is meant to be felt and released. And if we can
True.
allow ourselves to do that fully embodied, fully present, I think it's quite awesome.
And here's there's a Fellini, a good name. Sometimes just doing dishes is a sort of meditation. When you do dishes and your mind goes to that zone. And
100%.
reading a book, watching a television show, movies. Yeah, I mean, it's an altered state of consciousness, isn't it? Bringing yourself to a
Mhm.
level of consciousness, however that can be done.
Playing an instrument, even those that get into the flow state doing a sport where they're not even thinking anymore, right?
It's true. There are all different ways of getting
Absolutely.
in. I had an amazing meditation, and Jesus was there. Oh, good, but I couldn't see him. Okay, how do you know he was there? No,
Mm.
his
Yeah.
message was love, gratitude, and everything will be okay. Any
Yeah.
reason why I couldn't see him, but I sure did feel his love. It could be Jesus, or it could be your higher self. I mean, but probably the background, Becky, you probably background was Christian, so there'd be a Jesus reference there. Could be. Who knows? It's hard to say, but I guess sometimes, and that goes with guides too. People want to know their guides, their names of the guides. They look like. I find it's more important to get the essence of the guide, the energy of the guide, what the guide is feeding you and feeling.
Mhm.
And through meditation, I was able to connect with my guides so much easier, as I'm sure you do.
Yeah, and I think people receive messages differently. Some people will receive it auditorily as you teach in your courses. Some people will see things visually. Some people will see a color. Some people will have a feeling in their body. I remember being at a workshop where there was an auditory meditation. Well, it was with words that was guiding us to a certain outcome. And this woman's husband said, "Oh, yeah, I didn't really have any experience like that. I didn't see what everybody was seeing. But this music that you had was the most beautiful music that I've ever heard in my life. And I could hear whales." And then the person who was guiding it said, "I didn't have any music playing." So this person received it as the most beautiful music he'd ever heard. And it was just different than other people were receiving the meditation. It's different for everybody.
Really, really interesting, and that's a great way to lead a workshop with meditation because if you are just open, they can get what they get themselves personally because everyone's so different how they
Yeah.
receive. And I find when I do a meditation, sometimes we use colors or visualization. Some people have a hard time with colors or the visualization as well. It's more important what you feel than really that's just a suggestion, I guess we could say. Meditation like
Mhm.
suggestion, but it's what you feel.
Right.
So, I don't know how to meditate. So that's what
Yeah.
we're here today, Deborah. We're helping you learn how to meditate, and that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about: it, how to meditate. This is exactly what we're doing. Yeah, good. And I know. So, is there let's say if people want to learn to meditate, or is there a room that they should put aside? Is there should be a place that won't be interrupted, or
Mhm.
how do you? What do you think?
I do like it can be as simple as you have your bedroom, you get out of bed, and you can sit down on the floor with your back against a wall. It can be if you have a little extra space, you can create a beautiful place with a meditation cushion and an altar with things that are meaningful to you. It may be your guides or your guru, or maybe a candle or crystal, things that are special to you. I do like if we can have a silent space. However, it's not always possible. If somebody's living in an inner city, you're going to hear lots of traffic and such. And in those times, as you and I have talked about before, it's kind of like, here we go for the advanced practice, because sometimes life is messy and there are sounds around us that we can't control. And it's easy to meditate if you go to an ashram, right? But if we're in the world, there are sounds, there are people, there are cars. So if we can learn to go within and find a sense of inner calm, like the eye of the hurricane, now you're doing the advanced practice. So it can be anywhere.
Well, we had experience. Remember this, that when we were doing yoga outside out in my backyard, and next door they're building a house. And as soon as we started there, we got a saw. I think I made a joke, and we breathed.
You handled it so well. Wait, what did you say though?
We had to breathe that in. Just hear the lovely saw going on. That it's going to be a great space for somebody. And I mean, even there are times we've done on cruise ships, seriously, where they took off from the port just as I'm starting meditation, and you have to sometimes incorporate that into the space, the meditation. Might freak out. So you say, and all the outside noise you hear, that'll bring you deeper. That'll bring you deeper within. And it does work. It really does work.
It's amazing.
Us, but yeah. And is there a special time people should meditate? Daytime, nighttime, during the day? Is there any special time you find?
It depends on what is your desired outcome. If you are looking to clear your mind after a busy day before you sleep, it would be great before you go to bed. Sometimes it's good just to clear the deck before sleep, right? Some people wake up early, ready to go. They have a busy workday. Perhaps in the morning would be good to set their day off right. Whereas others might have a lunchtime where they start to hit a dip and maybe they start to lose energy. So midday would be fine to create a quiet space. And if they have even an office situation, you could close the door, sit on the floor, close your eyes for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're ready to go again. So really it's whatever fits in with your lifestyle. And those that have other people, other family members, even children, or others, we can find a time that works within the family. This tends to be a quiet time. Nobody's awake yet, or, I've got a little pocket of space between dinner and bedtime. So it's really personal.
And that brings up another point. Can children meditate? Can you teach children to meditate with you? Would that be a good thing?
How awesome would it be if all the kids learned how to meditate? Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Start with a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Just close your eyes. That's it. You can listen to really relaxing music. Maybe there's a mantra that, I'm healthy and brave, and today is going to be a great day. I mean, imagine if little kids were feeding themselves these positive internal messages before school, and then they're ready to go and greet the day. 100%. This will serve everybody well in life, no matter what age you are.
That's right. Yeah. And I have workers in my house, so I'm going to turn the audio off.
Okay.
And you're going to do a meditation for the group. You created this meditation for this group. And how did you do that? Tell us about that.
Oh gosh. Well, over the course of almost 2 decades, I save a lot of resources, things that I've found that are inspiring, ideas, and then I put these ideas together. So I'll save like a little idea or piece over here, a little piece over here, things that I may have tried before, things that I'm refining. Like I may have tried it, but I want to tweak it a little bit. So I'm actually right now putting together a meditation book that will be for other yoga teachers and meditation teachers with the scripts, and then they can just read the script to their group, because I know how valuable these resources are for teachers. How cool would it be just to have 30 or 40 to choose from, and here's the topic of the day, and I'd like to read this to the group. So hopefully that'll be done within the year.
And what's great is like just because you're a yoga teacher does not mean you know how to do lead meditations, and that's what I was so thrilled when I found you to be able to do both. It was just amazing.
Thank you.
So Kelly, the floor is all yours.
All right, everybody. So if you want to lie down, you can. You're in the privacy of your own home, so you can do that if you choose. You can put a blanket under, or a pillow rather, underneath your head or underneath your knees. You could put a blanket on, and you could also do this seated. So if you're sitting down somewhere, just want to lengthen your spine and create some space by lifting your breastbone and drawing your shoulder blades down your back like a waterfall. And James had mentioned the breath. Just that Slow, deep belly breath. And when we're in a state of stress, we breathe up into the chest very shallowly. So we want to start training the way the babies do. And when you watch a baby breathe, they breathe into the lower belly. The belly rises and the belly falls. You can imagine like a balloon within your stomach. And when you breathe in, that balloon expands and radiates in all directions. And when you exhale, it's like that balloon deflates and it comes in on the sides and front to back, circumferentially. So wherever you decided to set up, close your eyes. And start to relax your body in the places that you can. Relax your shoulders. Any tension that you find, let it go. And you'll just continue with those slow diaphragmatic breaths throughout this meditation. So you're going to imagine that you're walking on a beautiful green grassy hillside, like the moors of Scotland. And as you look down a hill, you see a big stone castle in the area below. You feel yourself drawn to walk towards it. You start walking down the hill. See if you can smell the grass, the earth. Notice what the air feels like on your skin. What's the climate like? You start to get closer and you see this giant 30-foot red double doors that are open, allowing you to walk into the castle. And you decide to walk through onto the cool stone floor. And you see a staircase on the left side that curves around. And you feel drawn to this staircase. Stone steps. You watch your right foot step up, and then your left. And you keep going. 3, 4, 5. Smells kind of musty. 6. It's cool in this walkway. 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you arrive, you see this room, a big room, and there are open spaces for windows without window panes, just large rectangles. And along the sides of those windows are some beautiful tapestries, some draperies. And these drapes are such rich colors, emerald green and burgundy, rich purple that catch the breeze and flow like a dance, billowing in the breeze. You look towards the middle of the room, and in the middle of the room, there's a fireplace, a fire pit, really. It's circular, and it's made of stone. There's a ledge around this fireplace, this fire pit, where you could sit if you choose to, and you feel drawn to walk over to it. There's a robust fire going in the middle. And you can either choose to stand, or if you feel drawn, you can sit around it. You see the burning logs and the glowing embers, the orange and yellow flames. You feel the warmth that emanates from it. And you hear the popping sparks. You know intrinsically that you're meant to leave something behind in this fire. Some quality or habit that no longer serves you. Perhaps negative thoughts or emotions about a relationship or a job. Even a physical pain or symptom of ill health. You're going to imagine reaching inside of your metaphysical self and drawing this thing out of you. It may be a little bit sticky with tendrils. You're going to be patient as you draw it out. You're going to hold it in one hand and then continue to see if there are any parts left until you get one little ball. So check and see if there's anything more to reach inside and draw out. It's a little bit sticky. Just keep pulling until it comes. And once you have it, you'll hold it now in both hands. You'll look at it and give thanks for the purpose that it served in your life. Challenges and even painful things can serve as a messenger. And now perhaps you're ready to let it go. So you're going to place it into the fire. It sizzles when you put it in, and sparks go up about 3 feet above the rim. Now you're going to check and see if there's anything else you're ready to leave behind as well. And if so, you're going to reach inside and do the same thing. Figure out where in your metaphysical body you need to draw this from. And imagine reaching in and pulling it out. Give thanks for how it did serve. And release it into the fire. It sparks. Sparks go up so high. You may notice now that you feel lighter and freer, unburdened, as if you've carried the weight for so long that you forgot about it. And now that you finally put it down, a weight has been lifted from you, and you can breathe easier. And now you're drawn to the right side of the room. Over there, you see a low, small, square, light brown wooden table. And on the table sits 2 candles. One is white and one is yellow. In front of this table is a beautiful turquoise floor pillow with golden embellishments and tassels. You choose to kneel or sit on the pillow in front of the candles. You have an inner knowing to guide your attention to the white candle first. Here you are meant to thank your ancestors, your mother and father. Perhaps you had more than one, whether they were in your life or not. Your grandparents and great-grandparents. You may have been raised by another family member or had some influential guides in your life that you wish to focus on or include. Whether deemed positive or negative, the experience and viewpoints you received and co-created with them were necessary. In some part, you are who you are, either in spite of or because of them. Give thanks and honor them. You honor them by observing the glow of this white candle flame. You may even choose to ask if there is a message for you to receive from any of them at this time. So just wait for a few moments to see if something comes in, something for you to see or hear or understand. And if you did not receive a message, sometimes we receive one within the next week or two, so just be open. Now you will blow out the white candle and watch the trail of smoke drift upwards towards the high ceiling. And now you shift your attention to the yellow candle and you see its flame flicker. With this candle, you are meant to call something into your life. It might be a new friendship, a new skill set, even a new job relationship, a personal quality, or a positive habit to support you in some way, like vibrant health, prosperity, enhanced intuition, or another spiritual gift. Whatever it is that you believe you're ready to receive, choose something powerful and say it in a sentence, either silently in your mind or out loud. I am now calling blank into my life. So you were fill in the blank with whatever you are calling in. I am now calling this into my life. Now that you embody this, how do you feel? What emotions are you experiencing? Give thanks for this calling in. We'll gaze at the yellow candle again and watch how the flame grows brighter and bigger for a moment. Then blow it out. Your time here is coming to a close, but you know that you can come here whenever you wish. Next time you come, you can add your own altars, rooms, and experiences. You can decorate it however you wish, and the setting can morph and change as you do. For now, take one last look around the room. Close your eyes. And you're just going to imagine this image fading, dissolving. Bringing yourself back to this time and place. Allow yourself to notice your body and start to take some bigger breaths into your abdomen. Let your belly rise with your inhale. And allow your belly to fall with your exhale. Do that again. Take a big inhale. And exhale, let it go. And then let your eyes take on some light. If you decided to lie down, just gently make your way up to a seat. Welcome back, everyone. All right. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this meditation.
Thank you, Kelly. Wow. One thing I love about your meditations, it's I find that I'm going one way, but then I go completely in another. And I'm like, where did that come from? Really interesting. And stuff that comes out was interesting too, because do you get a lot of people that bring anger out that didn't belong to them but belong to somebody else, or other people's energy comes out?
It's all different, always different for everyone. And I like that you were open enough and relaxed enough to allow that possibility of different things to come in.
Yeah.
You know, that when you're open in that place, it's like whatever needs to transpire can be allowed to happen, which is really beautiful.
It comes to the surface to be healed.
Uh-huh.
And how can people contact you? Through your Radical Enlightenment?
Yeah.
RadicalEnlightenment.com.
I have a couple of
There's a lot going on, everybody, and she's really.
I know. I have some complimentary meditations that I can send people. I have one about opening your heart, one called a mountain meditation, and one about the chakras, balancing the chakras. So if you would like to email me at Kelly, Kelli, at radicalenlightenment.com, I will email you those for a free gift. And then also I'm on radicalenlightenment.com. I offer emotional energy healing and positive subconscious change. So if you do wish to make changes in your life, I can help you create these positive messages that are felt at the subconscious level throughout the entire body as truth. So that's what I do when I'm not teaching yoga and meditation. Is helping people with that.
And it was incredible. It was incredible. We had an experience. Well, thank you, Kelly. God bless you, sweetheart. We love you. And
thanks so much.
Thank you for sharing your light.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Kelly at radicalenlightenment.com. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks so much. Bye.
It's great. I've ever experienced that. It was great. Really amazing. It was fantastic. Wow. Before we close, I just wanted to talk to you also about the psychic thing, because through meditation is in getting into that knowingness. And I just want everybody to know, because this weekend we had a sale at my school, the JP School of Mystical Arts. It's the biggest sale we have every year. It's called it's the Psychic 30% off sale, which is 30% of any class or any course. So because of meditation today, I wanted to incorporate, it's any course you want to take, but also you got to get a pen and a piece of paper. So I'll give you the code. But the courses I was going to recommend, because of today's meditation, that go hand in hand. It's really the Psychic Portal course, which is really, really excellent. It's one of the most popular courses, and it's in-depth training focusing on strengthening psychic foundation by helping you to uncover and expand unique spiritual gifts. And I also explore all the clairs with you and understand what those clairs are, and discover the psychic type that you have, the knowingness you have, and also predict your future with your soul self. Amazing course. People love that. They take it over and over again. Once you get a course, it's yours for a lifetime. And of course, as the psychic intuitive certification courses, ongoing great preliminary groundwork that you can use. So and go to the school, and then tonight, there it is, right? And I put up midnight tonight, and it's 30% off any course. So you enjoy that. And thank you everybody for really being a part of the community, which is one of the benefits of doing this, because we've created such a nice community of like-minded people through the school and through SoulCARE and Both Sides Down Beyond. And tonight on Both Sides Down Beyond, right here, Kelly White and I are going to discuss a topic which everybody wants to hear about and writing us for a long time: orbs, spiritual orbs. What are orbs? What are they made of? Is it your loved one